This terrifying story comes from a Reddit user. It's always started with 3 knocks, slow, deliberate, just outside my door. And every night they came at exactly 3:12 a.m. Our story begins in upstate New York, where our narrator is staying at a hotel for a work seminar. Here's our narrator again. Every single night at exactly 3:12 a.m., it's almost like clockwork. She sounded half asleep, but she was polite. Here's our narrator again. She was polite too, but clearly nervous when I mentioned my room number, because I have to say, I'm glad that I didn't get to find out what was going on in that room. Glad you made it to the end of the video. And thanks for watching. See you next time. I asked if there was a history with 49. She hesitated, then said nothing official. But guests report strange things. Always around 3 a.m. Usually just move them to a different room if they ask. I asked about the security footage. She said it showed no one in the hallway at 3:12 a.m. Not a soul. But the knocking is real, I said. I believe you, she replied quietly. They offered to move me to the 2nd floor for the last night. I took the offer. That night I slept fine. No knocks, no noise. But around 3:12 I woke up anyway. Just instinct, I guess. I checked the time on my phone. 3:12 a.m. Then I noticed something that made my blood run cold. The ceiling vent in the 2nd floor room, directly. Above my bed was rattling lightly, rhythmically, like something was tapping it from inside. I stared at it for what felt like forever. The tapping stopped at 3:15. I didn't report it. I checked out early the next morning and drove home. I told her someone had knocked on my door 3 nights in a row, always at the same time. I called the hotel, pretending to be a prospective guest. I asked if room 409 was available next month. The clerk hesitated, then said, I'm sorry, that room is no longer in service. Why? I asked. He was quiet for a moment. Then he said, maintenance issue. Ah, okay. I ended up booking a different room. By the way, it was available. She paused, then said, room 409? Yes. Another pause. Then I'll send security up. Just stay in your room. 10 minutes later, a knock at the door. I hesitated before opening it, but it was just the night security guy, maybe mid-50s, with a tired face and a clipboard. I explained everything. He didn't look surprised. In fact, he seemed uncomfortable. I'll check the footage, he said. But I'll be honest. You're not the first guest in that room to report this. What do you mean? I asked. He just shook his head. I'll call you if I find anything. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Our narrator decides to take matters into his own hands on the 3rd night. Here's our narrator again. It's time I decided to be ready. I set an alarm for 3:10 a.m. I sat in the chair by the door, lights off, phone in hand. I even recorded video, hoping to catch whatever it was. At 3:12 on the dot, 3 knocks. Louder this time. I jumped, heart racing, phone shaking in my hand. I sprang to the peephole again, but no one. I flung the door open instantly. Empty hallway. I don't mean I didn't see anyone. I mean the air felt empty, hollow, cold in a way that didn't match the hotel's usual warmth. The overhead lights seemed dimmer, like the bulbs were dying all at once. It was a basic business class place, clean enough, warm lobby, complimentary coffee. I was in room 409 on the 4th floor, near the end of the hall. My company had booked me for 4 nights. The first night was quiet. I watched TV, answered some emails, and fell asleep around midnight. At 3:12 a.m., I woke up to knocking. It was loud enough to jolt me out of sleep, but not frantic. 3 knocks, then silence. I sat up, confused. The hallway was dead quiet. I figured maybe someone was drunk, maybe knocking on the wrong door. I waited a few minutes, peered through the peephole. No one. I didn't think much of it until it happened again the next night. Same time, 3:12 a.m., 3 knocks, precise, just like before. Okay, I gotta say, the timing of these knocks is what's really creepy to me. So our narrator calls the front desk, but the person who answers seems completely unfazed by his story. Here's our narrator again. But she's clearly very reluctant to talk about it. The next morning, our narrator asks the hotel manager about room 409. Do you think we were meant to find out? A week later, curiosity got the better of me. So our narrator never did find out what was going on with room 499.